All right, anyone who knows me knows that I'm kind of a major stoner. I'm like always smoking weed. And I also have friends who are very sober, like not even California sober. They don't smoke weed at all, and it can be really triggering for them actually. So here's how I navigate those friendships with respect. First of all, when hanging out in a one on one setting, I am going to either smoke before they get there or after they leave, but under no circumstances whatsoever am I going to ask if it's okay if I roll up or light up in front of them. That's just not happening. Now, if it's a group setting where everyone's going outside to like smoke a joint or like at a party or something like that, I'm going to handle it a little bit differently. I'm going to pull that person aside and discreetly ask them if they would be okay or want for me to like roll up a little like joint that has like different herbs in it that are not weed whatsoever. Now, I think it's important to ask because that can also be really triggering, just like the act of, rolling something, like smoking something that's like a joint can be triggering for people who are in recovery. But also, not having any other option and feeling that you're like the outsider of the group can also be really, really triggering. Some herbs I would recommend for this are like blue lotus flower, mugwort, mullein, calendula, blue cornflower, rose petals, and these are things I always keep on hand, not just for me, but also so that I can be there for my friends who are in recovery. And then if they say yes to that little herbal concoction, then at that point, not only will I roll it, but I'll also be someone who passes it back and forth with them so that they get the experience of passing it around just like everybody else is. And so they also don't stand out so much. If they say no, it'll be too triggering for them. That's okay. It's up to them to decide what they can and cannot handle. And also up to them to decide if they still want to hang out with the group while everyone is smoking. But regardless, either way, my friend knows that I am someone who's safe enough that they can tell me what they're really thinking, what they're really feeling, what they really need. And they know that if they need to hang out with somebody who's not smoking, they can ask me to do that. And I absolutely will. They also know that although I love smoking, I will make a very big effort to plan things outside of like smoking kinds of activities. I think it's important for people who are not in recovery to support people who are, and also vice versa for people who are in recovery to support people who are not. So, when you create a space that is really supportive and healing for all of your friends and you are an inclusive person, then everybody wins.